There are many moments in the Gears of War universe where you think, what if it happened another way? What if this particular character didn't die? And so on. As always, I'm your host Stabs, and I've compiled 5 of the biggest what ifs in Gears of War lore. Number 5. What if Anthony and Ben Carmine didn't die? The Carmines are some of the most loved characters in the franchise, and sometimes fans wonder, what if Anthony or Ben didn't die? Well, let's say both of them didn't die. The Carmine curse or meme would have never been a thing. Benjamin and Clayton being characters may have never happened if Anthony survived. The reason why is because when Epic Games created Anthony Carmine as a red shirt throwaway character, they didn't know he'd become a fan favourite character, and therefore they fulfilled this craving for more Carmine by introducing Ben in Gears 2, who also became a fan favourite, actually surpassing Anthony. If Anthony and Ben both survived and just became standard characters, then it wouldn't have been the same, let's be real. Their short screen time packed with memorable voice lines and moments is what made them special in the games. To be honest, I think we gotta thank our boy the Locust Sniper, because if he didn't dome Anthony Carmine, the Carmine brothers or meme would have never been a thing. Number 4. What if the Pendulum Wars never happened? This is an interesting one, as the Pendulum Wars was a planet-wide war between Sera's superpowers, the COG and the UIR, for control of the planet's supply of emulsion, and it lasted for 79 years. I think if the Pendulum Wars never happened, then Seran society would have prospered even further. However, this would have also meant that their societies and culture wouldn't have been heavily focused on the war machine, so I think that the race for orbital weapons like the Hammer of Dawn wouldn't have even been a thing, meaning that they would have never created those weapons. So if humanity just lived in harmony, and then the Locust emerged on E-Day, the COG without the Hammer of Dawn would have been easily defeated, and the Locust without a doubt in my mind would have conquered Sera within a few years. Number 3. What if the COG and Locust teamed up against the Lambent? Now what if, during Gears 3, the Lambent became too overwhelming for humanity and the Locust? So what if they formed a temporary alliance to try and stop the Lambent spreading even further? This may have actually been possible, because the Locust needed Professor Adam Fenix, and the COG needed him as well, so a temporary alliance to protect him may have been a possibility. Even Adam said it himself. If he had time, he could have saved the Locust too, because he felt responsible that E-Day happened in the first place. I honestly doubt there would have been any lasting peace, but Adam Fenix was the centerpiece of it all would have come down to him. Number 2. What if Ty didn't die? For this, we have to look at the tipping point for Ty, which was his fight with Scourge. For Ty to survive, we have to assume he actually won the fight against Scourge, actually killing Scourge, probably with help from Dizzy. With the new Locust High General wiped out, what would happen next? Would the Riftworm still be chanted on to sink Alima City? Would Queen Myrrah have lost her bodyguard? So when Delta entered the Royal Palace, Delta could have captured her, unless another high-ranking Cantor stepped up to protect the Queen, and to order the Riftworm to sink Alima City. Scourge dying at the hands of Ty would have changed so many events in Gears 2. As for Ty, if he survived, then we can safely assume he would have deployed in his grind lift into the Hollow to commence the operation alongside Marcus, Dom and Carmine, living to see another day. Number 1. What if E-Day never happened? Sometimes I get the question in my comments, what if E-Day never happened? Well, without it there would be no Gears of War, right? But to answer this, we have to look at why the Locust invaded the surface in the first place, which was to escape the Lambent. Professor Adam Fenix wasn't able to create a cure for lambency for the Locust. Queen Myrrah grew impatient, and the Locust kept losing forces to the Lambent infection. So if Adam Fenix was able to create the cure for lambency in time, which allowed the Locust to stay in the Hollow, I think that eventually they would have invaded the surface anyway, since Myrrah hated the humans, and she may have feared that Professor Fenix would alert humanity of their existence. So to avoid all of that, she would rather catch them off guard anyway, before they could form any sort of preparation as humanity was weakened after the 79-year-long Pendulum Wars. And that, my friends, are 5 of the biggest what ifs in Gears of War lore. For those of you wondering, I didn't include what if Dom survived, because I made a video on that a few years ago. Drop a like and subscribe for everything Gears related. Also, a big thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members as always. I'm your host Stabs, and I'll catch you guys next time.